Enforcement?
Is your microphone on?
Got a light on. Oh,
More green.
she's good. Okay, code enforcement meeting for June the 12th. How about adoption of the minutes?
I move that we adopt the minutes from that last meeting for May Code Enforcement Board meeting.
Second it.
Okay, seconded. Do we have any additions or deletions?
You need to take a vote on that.
Excuse me?
You need to take a vote on the second. On the adoption.
Okay.
Just
All in favor, say aye.
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 And, Mr. Chairman, if I could point out, since we only have a quorum today, 4 members, any vote that the board makes, it does have to be unanimous for it to be official action of the board. Because
okay.
it's a 7-member board, it requires a vote of 4 to take the official action.
Okay. Let's see back here again. Melody, do you have any deletions or additions to this meeting? Okay, are we taking it off?
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
No.
I do. Case 13 CE 3656. It's item 3C2A.
What is the name on that?
Frank and Eloise.
And then also item 3C1F. It's case 13 CE 3779. They have complied and paid.
Anything else? All right, I guess we'll start with.
I'll need a motion.
Oh,
I move we adopt as amended.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's 4. Okay. Okay. Citation appeals. We start out with 3464, Sherry.
We'll need to swear in everyone that's going to testify.
Anybody here to testify, please rise and raise your right hand.
Yes, I will testify. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
The first case you'll be hearing is item C1B.
What happened to C1A?
Yeah. 3464.
Pathfinder Drive.
Oh, okay. That would be your first one.
Holly Armstrong.
If the board remembers, this is a recall. An air conditioning unit was installed without a permit. Ms. Armstrong is here today, and then Lisa Ross is also from the airport. She wishes to provide testimony.
Okay.
What's the status of the case, Melody?
There's been 2 inspections through the building department, and it's failed both inspections.
Has the initial penalty been paid?
It has not.
What was my initial penalty?
The $50 citation.
So it still has not been corrected.
The violation has not been corrected. Penalty has not been paid. She was cited to obtain a permit. She has hired Smith Heating and Air to complete the permit process. They have applied and been failed twice.
Can I just get rid of the air conditioning? I don't need it.
Does she have to get it fixed?
We have to complete the process. The air was installed without a permit, so it would be up to the building whether it could just be removed. In the meantime, there's some issues with the property that Lisa Ross would like to bring to the board.
Well,
Okay.
do those conditions relate to the air conditioning? Or are they separate violations?
They have not been cited as violations.
Okay,
Lisa has informed us that Ms. Ross no longer lives in that unit. She's bought a house in Sebastian.
Okay. Well,
Is that true?
I just
Yeah,
I don't
I no longer live there.
I wouldn't prefer the board to go into any matters that are not directly related to the allegations that are before the board, which is the one citation.
Okay. So it would be a building department issue whether it could just be removed?
I would say that's where she needs to start.
Okay.
Where do I go? What do I do? I just went.
You'll need to state your name, please, for the record, and that you've been sworn in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Holly Armstrong.
And you have been sworn in, correct?
I have been sworn in.
Thank
yes.
you.
Is this Pathfinder Drive? Is it a house or
It's a mobile home.
a mobile home?
And I was given my air conditioning broke, and I was given essentially a unit that just kind of replaced my old one for very inexpensive. I'm like, sure, okay, and I had no idea I needed to have a permit. But now I do. I have the before and after permit. I hired Smith Services. They want all the ducts. The inspector wants all the ducts like lifted up off the ground and stuff. And I was like, really, I don't even live there. I don't need this unit. I'd rather just get rid of it. I was living there at the time, of course.
Is there anything we can do about that, or just you have
Well-
to take it out, or what?
Well, I mean, no, that's an issue with the building department. What we need to know from code enforcement, what do they want to do with this case? Are you asking to continue this, for her to continue to try to rectify the issue, or are you wanting the imposition of the continuing penalties? What are you asking for? And what is the violator asking for?
I guess we would ask that the initial $50 fine be paid with enforcement cost if the unit can be removed and bring her into compliance.
And what does the
I'll pay the $50.
owner want to do?
I'll pay the $50. I guess that was the initial fee for not doing it in the 30 days. But the last hearing, it was more initial fees, I guess, were going to be put on me. They gave me 60 days.
Okay, you pay the $50. Will you come back to let us know whether it's been removed or not? Or how will we do that?
Yeah, we would ask that you let us know that the building department approves that it can be removed, and then that would bring the case into compliance.
Give her a certain period of time to get it removed.
30 be sufficient.
So now how do I go about to the building department and find it,
You would go to the building department and ask them if it's necessary to have a permit or something to remove the air conditioner. And then would that bring her in compliance with you? Yes. Would that bring her in compliance if the unit was removed?
Well, it would as far as this particular violation.
Joe, you need to go up to the microphone, please, so we can get you on the record.
Hi, Joe Malfate, Airport Business Manager. I was not sworn. I didn't stand up and swear, but
You
I
solemnly
swear.
swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you.
Again, this has been an ongoing situation for a little while. It's my understanding that Ms. Armstrong had moved out of the residence some time ago. Exactly when, I don't know. And I didn't know exactly how long this particular violation was going on. But I do know that, we've got to do something with that mobile home. She's got to get this particular item squared away. She's going to have other items squared away, or we've got to do some other actions to get rid of the trailer. So there's just a lot of things going on at this particular site. So other than that, I don't know what to say. I don't know what she wants to do with the building department. I know she's trying to sell the mobile home. We will not approve a sale unless it's in compliance. So
Joe, what if the purchaser agrees to bring it up to compliance?
If the
And they agree to that in the sales contract? And because they're going to have to apply for a lease, too.
Right. They have to apply for residency in order to move into the place. It's my understanding that someone may be trying to buy it to rent it out to someone else. We want it in compliance before we move forward with any kind of a sale.
Can it be sold for scrap metal? I mean, I have no idea if it's a nice one or an
Well,
old
the
one.
person who wants to purchase it can renovate it. I don't have the money to renovate it. I mean, I want to get rid of it.
Can you talk into the microphone, please?
I would like to I want to tell it to the person who will renovate it, get in compliance, and I can't pay the $200 a month lot rent, and I'm not living there. It's been in my family for years. My grandparents owned it, but I have 6 kids, and it wasn't holding me any longer.
How many children?
6.
And why don't we continue for 30 days to give her time to see what the building department will do? If they will allow her to remove it, that will close out our case. And then her issues with the trailer now, she can maybe make an agreement with
Yeah, I mean,
Joe?
the other option is if this purchaser wants to work with the airport and to give them assurance that it's going to be corrected, as long as she lets the buyer know of this code enforcement action, they can then become responsible for getting it brought into compliance.
I was not aware of anything with the airport. I mean, I know we were talking about the air conditioning. That's why I couldn't sell the place. But other than that,
Well, I think as a resident, you had been familiar with the rules and regulations and knowing that everything had to be kept into compliance, code compliance, and all of that, and that it had to be kept in good shape. And with all of the broken windows that are there, it's wide open.
I was leaving. I left, and everything in my place was taken. If it could be scrapped, if it could be sold, they took it in that neighborhood. Nothing I could do. I wasn't there. I didn't file a police report because it's just they took everything that I had left. Good thing I took everything important right away.
Simply put, it's a bad situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, you
Air
keep raising your
conditioning
hand.
right out of my window.
I would just like to make a motion.
No, sir, if you're going to testify, if you'll come up here, please. And have you been sworn in?
I have not.
Okay, just raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Thank you. And if you'll restate your name, please.
Brian Bodine. The compliance that the gentleman's referring to, I mean, the only matter that's important that I can see relating to this is this notice right here relating to the air conditioning system. That I'm understanding that she can go to the building department, get a release that she can remove the unit, and then she has a $50 fee to pay in regards to this particular case. The other mitigating circumstances the gentleman's referring to, compliance. I don't know if do you have a document that states the airport compliance rules? Is there some kind of a...
I believe she signed the rules and regulations, and she knows what those are, and she's nodding yes.
Okay.
Probably have. Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. When she vacated the premises, like she said, she was looted. People took things. So this window issue and this various structural compliance issue, the person that she has who wants to buy this unit from her is willing to bring this up to standards. So if she can move forward from this air conditioning debacle and get on to selling this unit, it will be brought up to code or standard compliance, and then it's gone. Everybody's happy.
The gentleman who wants to purchase it he's been mowing the lawn. He kept, cleaned up some of the stuff that was outside. Like I did leave some toys and stuff that the kids didn't want. He's got it all taken. He swept it all up. And he's got it all. He wants to take. He's taking care of it for me. But the windows, he's not going to sit there and repair a window.
If he doesn't know he's going to get the unit.
Yeah. If I may interrupt, you're absolutely right. The only thing we're here on is the air conditioning issue. And I would suggest either get it okayed by the building department, have, in fact, Melody, I mean, all you got to do is call the building official. You could ask them, if they've removed the air conditioning. Well, that they may not agree with that. They may say, no, it was put in, whether you take it back out or not. They're liable to say you need a permit to take it back out.
I know, that's what I was going to
So I don't know. I mean, the building official has to decide that one. But as far as the other issues, I do have to agree. They're not germane to what we're talking about here today. But there is a provision in the code that says if you are reobligated to put a buyer on notice, and then code enforcement does proceed against the new buyer if they don't correct within a certain amount of time.
With the air
As far as the air conditioning, yes. The other issues, that hasn't been a case brought yet. And that's an issue with the airport management, perhaps, on managing their leases. So those things would have to be worked out with the new tenant and the airport to satisfy them that the things will be fixed. Or otherwise, they're not going to be able to put any new tenants of theirs in there.
Oh, yeah. He's willing to fix it to par. But I don't know how legally I'm going to get this resolved with you. Are you going to let him do that?
Well, that's not really something to discuss
not
here.
But I'm just asking you off the bat.
What you should do is you should get your buyer and go sit down with Mr. Malfay at the airport and work out the plan on how you're going to do this transaction. That's what I would suggest. So long as they're satisfied and they can approve a new lease and he can give them the assurances they need, I don't see why they wouldn't allow the transfer.
Thank you. I think so. I think that's
And then the air conditioning, either the new owner can take it over.
Because the person would probably be able to fix it. I mean, but yeah, okay, I'll go from there, from building and.
So I would suggest, I agree with Melody, to
contact the
continue
building?
this.
Right, we'll continue for 30 days. Do you want me to contact the building and ask to remove it, or do you think it should stay if he's going to take over the ownership, that he would want that he would complete a permit?
I'd rather just, if I could, just get rid of it so he doesn't have that burden of inspections and all that. I'll just,
Can you tell me the name of the owner?
Who wants to purchase it?
Right.
I don't know his last Juan, could be Martinez, I'm not sure.
Okay.
He already lives in the mobile home park.
Joe, have they applied for take over this mobile home yet, or?
Well, Juan Hernandez has been bringing in his mother or father to try and buy the mobile home. Whether or not they're able to fix it, I don't know that at this point. And in the past, over the past number of years, we were under the policy that said the mobile homes had to be up to code before we could approve a sale. And that's where we kept coming into this little hit your head against the wall situation where Ms. Armstrong was having a difficult time here trying to get things approved with the AC, and somewhere in between the windows got broken out and all of this. So that's where we're at. Like I say, it's a bad situation. And
Well, I think it's a situation that can be addressed. You may very well need to consider granting approval for the transfer with the contingencies that need to be in there. But that's why I suggest very quickly, not a month from now, but very quickly, get in there to Joe's office with the buyer and get it hashed out and get it on paper.
The buyers try to, I know you and Juan, they have spoken, so I just want to get the air conditioning taken care of, get that off my back, be done with it, and then come up with some way to get.
You might check with your buyer, see if he wants to deal with that, solving that issue with the building department on the inspections. He may want the air conditioning.
I'll call him and ask him, but I know he can get in there real quick and board it up, make it look presentable. Because I'm going to admit it doesn't look all that right, especially now with the windows. I mean, they just ripped my air conditioning out of the window in the living room when I had a window
Can you
air conditioning.
please talk into the microphone?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I left. And but I know if Juan got it, he would have it boarded up, cleaned up. He's, like I said, he's already taken care of the yard. He's swept everything. He's looking much better with him. So that's what I'm hoping that you'll agree.
So, Melody, you would agree with continuing
We'll
this to
continue for
next
30
council
days.
meeting.
I'll follow up with
Yeah.
building. Holly,
Hey, just let me know about
Do you
the-
need a motion?
Yes, I do.
I would like to motion that regarding the current case that's written up, that we find the property is currently in violation, but that we agree to continue it for 30 days.
Can we make that a date certain? Let me give you the next council meeting date unless Sherry has it.
Actually, I would need to get the calendar because the next meeting would fall during budget hearing week, and I don't have the.
So we don't know the day it's going to be.
As part of the motion, could we put in there a time frame to pay the fine?
I could do that today.
Yes, and I would like to add to the motion that the initial $50 fine be paid by Friday.
Do we
This
have your
Friday, the 13th?
I could pay it today. Where do I pay
14th.
it?
14th.
Did you just want the fine and not a cost?
We'll just go fine.
do we have her current address and a way to contact her for the next hearing date in case this isn't resolved?
The
Just
809 Garden Street?
Gardenia.
Keep in touch
Gardenia.
with Melody because if you get it resolved, she can basically take care of it without you having to come in again.
That would be great. Yeah, because I
Holly.
have to miss work.
453-5468?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next month.
If you go out these doors and to your left, that's city clerk's office, you can pay the fine. Thank you.
Just the fine.
That went sideways quickly.
Case number 13 CE 3806. KOI Restaurant. KOI Restaurant.
Has the fine been paid on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, right?
Sure.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. This is a request for notice of assessment for 13 CE 3806. Koi Restaurant was cited for failure to obtain a business tax at 398 21st Street. Service of the citation was provided by certified return receipt. No request for a hearing on the citation was received, so a hearing to contest the citation has been waived and the violation is deemed to be admitted by the violator. The violation has been corrected as of yesterday. The civil penalty has been paid. Enforcement costs of $36.82 are requested by the city. An affidavit of those itemized costs has been filed with the board clerk. We request the board authorize issuance of the notice of assessment in this case for the enforcement cost of $36.82.
Well, in that case, if the violation's been corrected, it would just be strictly a final order to
Okay.
pay enforcement costs.
Okay.
Do you have any objections to that?
No. I just didn't know if I needed to be up here to say anything.
Did you obtain the business tax through the planning?
There was one thing that was that I was short on the inspection from.
Excuse me, sir.
the
Will you
DP
state your name for the
Oh,
record?
Joseph Schlett. Sorry.
And you have been sworn in, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was what Gail was saying. You need that one
Yeah,
inspection?
There was one thing that, unfortunately, with the DBPR, you have to fax in a request for the inspection from the issuance of the license.
Right, you need your food service license inspections.
Right. It was done, but it's not on the website any longer. So I had to fax the request. So
Okay.
I'm waiting, I guess, on them.
Can you provide that to us as soon as you get?
Absolutely.
Good deal.
That it?
Everything's in compliance. All they have to do is pay the $36.82 cost.
Correct.
Okay, we have a motion.
Well, I motion that we find this case in compliance, that the initial fine has been paid, and the only remaining cost is the $36.82, which is cost to enforce, and that be paid by this Friday, the 14th.
Well, I was just actually, when a final order is issued, they have 30 days to pay. It's in the
okay.
code already.
And for the $36.82 to be paid within 30 days of today.
Since time's not on my side, I'll do it now.
It's
Who's
seconded.
second? And now we need to
Yeah.
vote.
All in favor?
Aye. Close my motion, so I guess.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Oh. 13 CE 3672, Horatio Rosales Jr. Senior. Oh, okay.
This request for a notice of assessment for case 13 CE 3672, violator Horatio and Maria Rosales, were cited for the violation of unsheltered storage of inoperable vehicles or any parts thereof at 2196 32nd Avenue. Service of the citation was provided by hand delivery and is on file with the clerk's office. No request for a hearing on the citations received. A hearing to contest the citation has been waived and the violation is deemed admitted by the violator. The violation has not been corrected as of today. The civil penalty has been paid. We would like to waive the enforcement cost. Mr. Rosales has worked diligently to come into compliance. He's kept in constant communication and done everything he can. He's just not quite there. He'd like to explain some of his extenuating circumstances and ask the board to grant him additional time to finish.
Are you in agreement to that?
Absolutely.
Hi, my name is Gabriel Rosales, and I reside at 2196 32nd Ave. And it's just been a Murphy's Law kind of thing. I got hurt a while back, and I've been sort of incapacitated. And then I got my truck. Finally, I got a motor for it. It was a rigmarole to get it, and I had some people coming over to help me put it in. And it's snafu because it was a car motor that needs to be put into a truck, so a bunch of changes need to be made, and I was not aware of that. And every time I get help, it seems like the skies dump blues, and it just rains nonstop, and it's just one of those things that it just keeps tripping over itself. But everything that I could do, and I could have removed, and I could clean up, I have done, and I maintain contact with code enforcement and, explain the situation. And now I finally got the last of the parts that I was waiting for to finish up. So I'm hoping in the next couple of weeks to get it done, if it's okay with y'all.
Do you feel like you would be able to complete it within 30 days or right around 30 days?
It'll be tight, but if possible, I'd like to have 45 days. Just because, again, the weather has been just insane. It's just every time you seem to get out there, just the skies dump blue. So it's just hard.
Sir, can you just state for the record, were you sworn in?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes. So, I'm not trying to overstep my boundaries by asking for 45 days. I'm just saying that this has been such a trip over situation. And, again, the weather's been so unpredictable. That's why I'm asking for the extra time. Now, if I was not to finish within that 45-day window, I would make sure to get the truck removed from the property and everything cleaned up and out of there.
Elder, you're in agreement?
I am. He has communicated with me. He has made every effort to resolve this. As soon as it went to the citation from the warning, he came right down, took delivery of the citation, paid the fine. He has done everything I believe he can.
Okay.
I'm the motion giver, the official motion giver. Okay, I would motion that we find that the property is in violation. However, the civil penalty has been paid, that the enforcement cost has been waived, and that Mr. Rosales is granted a 45-day extension to complete the work to bring the violation into compliance.
That would be great.
Okay. Seconded.
So we can get an okay for like 2 meetings from now that everything's done. Okay.
Yeah, so you'll date your calendar and go check it within 45 days. And
Yep.
Absolutely.
We've got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Keep in contact with her.
I will do so.
Stay out of the rain.
Thank you.
CE 3759. Read it, there's something holdings. Topic.
Triple C. Triple C and T Holdings.
Does anybody hear reference to that?
Wouldn't that be item D, 3781?
3754.
That's what I thought, the cork and tapas.
Cork
Right.
and Tapas is
3781. Item D.
3C1D.
13 CE
On your
3759.
agenda.
3781. It says cork and tapas right up here.
Okay.
Representing Pork and Tapas?
Yes, sir.
This request for notice of assessment for case 13 CE 781. The violator, Cork and Tapas, was cited for the violation of permit and code compliance required for an awning installed on the west side of the building at 2101 Indian River Boulevard, number 105. No request for a hearing on the citation has been received, so a hearing to contest the citation has been waived and the violation is deemed admitted by the violator. The violation to obtain code compliance has been corrected, but the violation to obtain a permit has not been corrected. The civil penalty has been paid. Mr. Rodriguez is here today. He has worked to obtain everything that we required. He paid the fine timely. He obtained code compliance. The awning needs an engineer to do the specifications. The engineer has been hired. So Mr. Rodriguez is here today to ask for time. And because he's made diligent efforts, we're waiving the enforcement cost.
You agree?
Absolutely.
So he's paid the fine, and you're waiving the enforcement cost.
Right.
How
So
much additional time do you think you need? 30 days?
The general contractor, he said that he should have it done by the end of the week. So
Sounds
just
like-
to give him a little extra
I
time.
would just ask, because after the fact permits generally move slower through the system, if we could maybe grant him 60 days, because he could always finish early, but instead of having to recall
And
him.
the violation's been completed. It's just a matter of the permit being in place.
Correct.
Okay.
I'll put information in the fine's been paid.
I'm sorry, Mr. Richardson.
He still needs to get the permit and give him 60 days.
Can we set it a date certain for the next council meeting? That would be, not the next council meeting, but two meetings from now. That way we, because it probably won't be quite 60 days.
August meeting.
Yeah.
Just call me when you get it.
Okay.
You could repeat your motion because I could not hear you.
I move that we
not on.
give them 60 days to apply to getting the permit, getting the awning in place and getting the permit, and waiving the, he's paid the cost, but, paid the
Penalty's
fine and
paid.
waive the cost, and give him 60 days, whatever date our meeting is in August.
It should be July 14th.
That's 1 month.
No.
Oh, August.
August.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You'll be notified on the date and everything, okay? Just keep in contact with her.
I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
My calendar isn't cooperating.
Sherry, what is this one I was trying to do a while ago? What is that?
Triple
Your
C
next
and T.
case is
Triple?
C.
Triple C and T Holdings LLC, case 13 CE 3759.
That's it. Anybody here in reference to that? Melody?
Sherry, do they have the letter?
Oh,
If you
that's
look
what
at the
that
letter
was.
of postponement, Chris Schlitt is out of town and has requested that you postpone the hearing for 30 days.
Okay.
Has he paid the violation?
He has paid the fine and obtained code compliance. He's in the process of getting the engineer for the after-the-fact permits.
Okay. We have a motion.
What is your recommendation?
Give him 30 days. He's not here, so yeah, give him the benefit.
Okay, well, I would motion that we find the property in violation but the civil penalty has been paid. You haven't asked at this point to waive the cost to enforce, so I'll just leave that open. So we may, if we want, and we'll extend this person's time period of 30 days to the July meeting to come under compliance with the permitting process.
Perfect.
Second.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Next case. Frank and Eloise.
Wasn't
Huh?
D. Felice, but wasn't that excused? No? Yeah? Right, so the next one is
The A.
Bank of America,
Okay.
right?
That one was also pulled.
That was cool.
That was also
too?
pulled.
Oh.
That is the end of our cases.
I wish I could read today.
Do you have your calendar up, Wayne?
I'm trying to get it to work.
You get for July.
It said July 14th. Would that be right?
Sorry?
Didn't you say?
Your next code meeting falls during budget hearings, and the city council will be in the chambers, so we can't hold it in the chambers.
We can't throw them out.
So I would like to go a week later, if possible, if the
Sure.
chambers are available, and I can call you to make sure you're available.
Okay.
So 21? July
I ask-
21st?
I don't know yet. I want to make sure that we have that it's available. Okay.
Could I ask a question?
In July?
It's just in general. Since we
supposed to
have
be
to
the
be
14th,
unanimous,
but the
you know,
next one will be
because you only have
21st.
4. Is there a guideline you go by when you waive the cost of compliance? 'Cause I know it must be costing the personnel at the city something to look through these, even when they, come in. And I just wondered, is there a standard you use to waive the cost of compliance?
Melody?
Okay.
When they've done everything to
So then
cooperate,
there's probably not any cost.
it's
is what you're
goodwill
saying.
to waive the cost. It seems punitive if they've done everything they can to then turn around and add the
Okay.
cost to it.
I don't really look at that as punitive, though. I guess you could, but.
A lot of time when it's a
I was just
permit.
curious, since we have to be unanimous.
Right, but as I said, a lot of times when they do an after-the-fact permit, it takes much longer to get through the process, so a lot of the re-inspections
Okay.
is out of their hands. So attaching a cost of that to the violator.
Okay.
So having a good attitude makes a difference.
But when they don't.
Cooperating with code makes a difference.
But when they don't, but on the other hand, when they don't be cooperative, we're adding what? A lot. It can end up in thousands of dollars. So you could look at that as being punitive also. So
Generally,
I'll trust
enforcement
you
costs
drawing
are
it out.
low because we try to get it to a hearing and have a decision made before we have a lot of enforcement procedures.
okay. When
Ma'am,
we're, down,
did you
when
have
we're down
something?
to 4, that's the way it is.
Okay.
I keep telling everyone, code enforcement's your friend.
Do you have something, sir?
Do you know? Oh, that man?
Who's that man?
You guys all know Tom Ramsey, our new code officer.
I just
Yeah,
met him
we
the other
met.
day.
Okay.
What's your first name? Tom. Tom? Okay. Do we have any old business? Besides Wayne?
Hey, I wouldn't be talking.
We can skip
The young
that
lady
subject.
back here she's a third-year law student at St. Thomas Law School
Wow.
in
Good
Miami,
for
and
you.
she's interning in our office
All right.
for the summer
Good.
semester.
What's your name? Adis.
I don't
Nice to
even
meet you.
try to pronounce her last name.
Okay. Anything else?
I have a question.
Okay.
When somebody puts a notice on a door, and then it has on the door how many days they have to comply, is that what that usually does? Is it like 30 days or something from a violation? That normal?
Yes, notice is posted on the property when we don't have service, that we've like mailed it first class and they've not signed for it. So we mail it first class and post the property, so notice is given.
Yeah, as far as the time period, there's actually criteria in the code that the officer goes by to determine how much time should be given for correction. Depends on how easy it is to correct, if it's a health safety issue, perhaps. So there's things that go into their determination of how much time they would give for the correction.
Any other matters? We are adjourned.